Hello everybody, welcome again in the PHP basic course, the part 8. Today we will continue our work with the methods and the object-oriented programming at all, and we will try to make some methods with parameters and methods which will modify the object. Okay, so let's continue. Let's take a look at the diagram from the previous lessons, which present our boxes. Our today goal is to create a method that will change the property of the box. And actually, we want to create a method that will scale the object. For example, we take a box with dimensions 2 and 2, and we want them to change its dimensions, for example, for 4. Which actually it's to be twice bigger than it was. How to do it? Of course, we want to create a universal method that could be applied to each object of the class box. At the previous lessons, we were creating the method called callSurfaceArea. This method was calculating the surface area and returning it to the caller. Today we will create a method that will change the property of the object. How to do it? We use the function keyword, then the name of the method, it will be scale, and here we pass parameter to the method. We do it exactly the same like with the ordinary function. Let's take a look for a little remind. The same principle, so we use the dollar character and the name of the parameter, and it will be our scaling factor. So if we call the method scale2, we expect that all the dimensions of the object, so the length and width, will be twice bigger. And how to implement that method? We use the method to access the property. The syntax of it is to use this special object reserved. It's a reserved name of the variable, and here we give the property name. And assign it to new value. We don't know the value, we only know the factors, so we want to get the current value of this property and multiply it using the asterisk character, it's a multiplying in PHP, as our factor. And the same thing we want to do with the second dimension of the box, which is width. So width assigned to current width multiplied by factor. We do not return anything to the caller because we actually changing the actual values of the property of this object. So let's try how it works. Let's take a look at the box 3. It is initialized with the dimensions 4 and 2, and now we will call the method scale on the object box 3 with the factor 2. What should we expect? The surface area of the 4 and 2 will be 8, and here is 32. Why? It's really simple. It's pure mathematics. 4 scaled by 2, it's 8. So after scaling there was 8, and here after scaling was 4. 8 multiplied by 4 is 32. So the method is working. And if we here we give some break to be clean, and let's display the value of length. Eight, because it was 4, now it's 8. And the very useful thing of methods called on the object is that we could call it again and again and again. So we could scaling our box how much we need. So we can call it again. Let's see by 3. We want to scale it by 3, and again check the result. It was 8 by the first scaling, and the second scaling is 24. So it's quite big, yes. And what else? Here we scaled our box to be twice bigger, and we could scale it again to our initial dimensions by using the factor 0.5, which is half of the 1. And after it, I expect to be again 4. So the factor is not an integer value, it could be a float value, so you can give it different factors. If you want to make a really big box, you can use the factor 100, and the dimension is 800, as we expect. Okay, so let's do some review. We have prepared the method called scale with one parameter called factor, and those method is changing the length by multiplying the current length by the factor, and it's also changing the width property of this object by multiplying the current width with the factor. I hope this easy to understand. Here is the assignment, the left side of the assignment expression, and here is the right side of the assignment expression. So the PHP interpreter calculates those values and put this calculated value again into the property length, and the same principle is done here. So those constructions is changing the property of the object. Okay, I think it's quite enough today. Thanks for watching, and see you in next lessons. Remember, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Thank you.